Welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to be talking about how to import an image and using that image to create a 3D design. Currently I have this image sitting here, and in the end what we want is to produce it in this design this way. Let's back up a little bit here. I'm just going to start from zero. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to import the image that I'm interested in turning into a 3D design. And I'm going to be using this tool called the Canvas tool. It's like this image here in the top right corner. If you click this, you can then go ahead and insert an image from your computer. And I got a couple of options here, so I'm going to use this one right here. This will be easier, but let's just do this one just in case there's something that you need to do in your own design that you don't that I can talk about and maybe explain it in a small way. So I'm going to click OK to this once I import this. And I'm going to go ahead and right click the image over here, and it's always a good habit to rename your files. So I'm going to name this Honduras logo. So I'm a fan of the Honduran team, so that's why I'm doing this. I'm also going to right click again on the same thumbnail here. I'm going to make sure that this is a good size and that this is in the middle of the canvas. So I'm going to click the ends, and it says it's 13 millimeters, and so this is too small, so I'm going to change it to 50. When I print this, this is going to be a 50 millimeter design. I'm also going to move this. I'm going to right click the thumbnail, and I'm going to edit the canvas, and I'm going to use the move tool here to put this in the middle right there. So if you look at the center here of the origin, it's sitting right there where I want it. Maybe that's the middle there, maybe, or somewhere here. I want to make sure that the image is centered on the canvas. So now I can click OK. You can increase or decrease the exposure here of the file. I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, so now I'm ready to start. I'm going to go ahead and create a sketch on the image, and I'm going to use arcs because these are all arcs. So I'm going to create a 3-point arc, and the way these work is you start from your beginning point, and then you go ahead and click your ending point, and then with your mouse just move it to where you want it, and then click when it's ready. And now you have to continue from where you started or ended here. I guess you ended here, so you got to continue from here. And I'm going to make another arc, and it's going to end at this point. And so I am moving around my canvas with the click wheel. You got to press and hold the click wheel to move around. And just drop it when you think you got it. Just click it. I think it's right here. I can see a gap down here though, so maybe you got to be careful here. So this is where the fun begins, when you start sketching your canvas, your image file. So I think this would be the best part to drop it, although there's a gap here. It might be a problem with the image itself, not the sketching here. So again, this is where I ended, so this is where I'm going to continue. So click this to start all over again, and then end it up here at this point. I'm gonna zoom out so I can see where the line is gonna drop. And I think this is the best spot right over here. And one last arc. I'm still on my arc, so I don't have to go look for it. You can see it on my cursor. I'm going to, again, start from here because this is where I last ended, and then finish where I started. And click there. And so now you can check that this is a design that is closed. And since it's closed, I can now extrude. And I'm going to give it a 7 millimeter. That's thick enough. 10 is too thick, 5 is too thin. So I'm going in between. I'm going 7. And so now I have a 3D body of the shield. If I can go ahead and close the image there, you can see that it's an image. I don't like how sharp it is, so I'm going to apply fillet. And so I'm going to do a fillet here on this edge. I'm going to do a fillet. Just make sure you get the right edges. So I'm going to look this way. This edge, and this edge. Okay? And I'm going to give it, let's try a 1. Let's see, 1 millimeter fillet. How does that look? That is okay. I like that. I'm going to click OK to that. I'm going to do the same fillet I don't know if I should do it in the bottom. I am going to do it again. So I'm going to click, I think if I click F, fillet comes out. Yes. And then click this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge, and give it a 1 again, just like the top. And now we have a nice, better looking shield. Okay, let's go back to our image to look at one thing here. There is like an offset here. You see this here? This internal shield. So I am going to apply an offset. So I'm going to double click again to get back in here. Let me see. All right, let's go ahead and create a sketch, I guess, up here on this surface here. And I am going to apply a, I guess a sketch didn't connect. So there it is, an offset, one of these here. Let me just make sure you see where I'm looking at. This one here. And the offset is going to be around this edge. And make sure the red is actually flipped this way. You can do that over here too on the flip, but I already flipped it. And it's not that big of an edge, so I think maybe 1 or 2. Let's try 1 first. That's too thin. Let's turn on the image here. Let's see. No, that's it. It's a 1. So yeah, so let's leave it at 1. And then you can click OK. And so now we have an internal surface here now. You see how there's one in here and there's another one here. So what I'm going to do with this one is I am going to lower it so it sinks. And so I can do a couple of things. I can do push-pull. I could do extrude. Let's do extrude since we're used to that. And then I'm going to go negative. And when I go negative, notice that this is going to say cut. So because we're going into the body, it says cut now. And I don't know if 1 is okay. So let me just click OK and look at it. Remember, it's 7 high and now it's 1 down. I think that's fine. That's fine. Maybe, what does a fillet look like here? So let's try filleting that edge and this edge and this edge. But instead of a 1, let's do something small like a 0.25, like a quarter. So it's not that intense, but it's not that sharp either. So you can see now this is nice and round here. The more you do to it, the better looking it becomes. And so I'm just giving it more details. But I think I can stop now with the details here, and I can now start working on the inside features. So let's turn on the canvas, and now you can see that there's a text here. So you might have a text in your own logos or whatever it is that you're working on. So we need to talk about text. So I'm going to turn this off, and it's very simple. I just have to type the word Honduras on it. So I'm going to turn off the canvas so I can take a look. So I'm going to create a sketch again on this surface, and I'm going to search with S, text. There's a couple of ways you can do that, okay? So you can click text here. Another way would have been through create and text here. But get used to using your search, so you can work faster. So the first thing you got to put down is a text box. So I remember the word being up here. I can always move it, but I'm going to type it here, and then you type the word. And I think it was all caps, Honduras. And then, yeah, I'm going to have to lower this down. It's too high up there. Let me see. Yeah, it's too high. But I'm going to lower it. So then look for the best font that matches, okay? And that's the beauty about Fusion, that it has a huge library of font, and then you can import fonts into your computer, which then show up here. So I'm looking for a running font like Arial or Times Roman or something like that, that is running to the right. If you can see, the word Honduras is a little bit to the right. So something that runs to the right. Let me see quickly. Won't waste too much time here. I want this video to be a little short, so I'm looking for a leaning to the right font, and I can't find one. This time's Roman. Trebuchet. Start all over again quickly. Just looking for something that is leaning to the right. That's cursive. That's not going to work. This is leaning to the right a little bit. Didn't take effect though. Okay. I like the previous one, the bold one. I think I'm gonna keep that one. Now we can change the how big it is. I think 4.5. Let's try 5. Let's see. That's too big, so it will be 4.5. This remembers what I already did before. I had to play with this before, and so it remembers that I used 4.5. I need to move this down so it's around the letters. So it's not the exact font, but I don't have time to go look for the right font. So now I'm going to extrude these letters. I'm going to click E, and I'm going to go up into the air. Remember, I went one down. So I want it to come up above the shield. So I'm going to do more than one. I'm going to do 1.25. So you can see a little bit of it coming out. So now if we look at it sideways like this, you can see that the letters are peeking away from the shield right there. Okay, so those are the letters, and that's how text works, okay? So let's turn this off so we can take a look. And that's that. So now, here comes the fun part, and this is the part that's going to take a few minutes. So I'm just going to start it, I'm going to talk about it, but then I'm going to cut here and show you the end product here. So if you look carefully, you need to do these rectangles here, this circle here, this polygon, a few polygons in here, and then these stars. And so I need to work on that, and there's a lot of tools I gotta use. So first of all, you're sketching on this surface, so I'm going to create a sketch here on this, and then I am going to use a circle. It is helpful to have a center, because now I can just center here and then move out like this. Okay, and if you look carefully, the circle has an offset, so I am going to apply an offset, and it's not that big, it's very small. It's 3.59 it looks like. So I'm going to click OK to that. So now the circle has an offset, so I can play with that now. Okay, so I'm going to sketch first, and then I'm going to apply features. So now I need a polygon, but I think it would be best if I use, because I can create polygons through here, but it would be best if I do the line tool to create these shapes, so I can go faster. So I could click here, make them straight, I guess. My image is a little bit off. And so I am going to have to cut the video here, because I don't want you to stick around watching me do this. Just remember to make sure that they're always closed. The features are closed. It looks like I'm going to need an arc on this one. So I'm going to need two tools to make this one. I'm going to need a 3-point arc, because this is an arc from about here to here. There is an arc. I'm just going to apply it there, and then I'm going to use my line tool, and I'm going to go ahead and start from where I ended here, and then up here, then this way, and as always, remember to end it so that way it's a close. I'm not sure about this. Let me just check. Is this close? It is close. All right. And so this is what I'm doing, guys. I'm just going to take my time to do these features. I'm going to have to do these polygons, these lines, this triangular shape here with an arc, these stars, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So I did a lot of here. I think I didn't close this line here. So it's very important that you got to close everything. So everything is now clickable. If you click select and you look in here, everything is enclosed. So I use a lot of arcs and lines with this, and just make sure everything is enclosed. But I think what I'm going to do is I am going to pull this up from the ground. So I'm going to extrude positively. So I'm going to click this, and this, and I'm going to go up from the bottom. So remember, I went down 1, so I'm going to go up 1.25, so it pops out of the shield a tiny bit. And I realized I lost my lines here, but that's okay. That's fine. No, that's not fine, because I lost my circle too. I need to extrude this. I'm going to sink this, but when I rise, these are going to sink, so I'm just going to lose my lines there, I think. Okay, so now I keep my circle, but I'm going to lose my lines, and that's fine. I'm going to go up 1.25, and my lines are gone, but I have the circle and the polygons. But yeah, so at this point, I'm still using my line tool. I'm just going over these stars just quickly. Over here, through there, here. These stars have a round shape to them at the corners, at the points that I'm not producing with this. So they're not gonna look good. But they're small, so I needed like an arc right there, you know, to go around that corner. But I am doing this really fast because I wanted the video to be short. Yeah, it's not straight with the other one, but as long as they're close, that's what matters. Because I know I'm going to extrude these up so they come up from the offset face that I'm currently sketching on. And I think we have one more star and then we're done. This is like kindergarten stars. This is stars you draw when you're in kindergarten. Oh, look at that. That's a long leg. So if you make a mistake, just select this. Don't click escape. If you click escape, you lose everything you've done. Just select the line you don't like and go back into the line with L and let's keep going. This number one thing is all of this work that you've done and you click escape, you lose it. You gotta start over again. Okay, that's a very wonky little star right there. I'm gonna keep it though because I need to move on. These are not good looking stars. Anyway, I'm gonna click extrude for this. Which one is my best star? This one. This is my best star here. Anyway, I'm gonna go up 1.25. So it goes up in the air like that. And just missing these lines. So these are straight lines. This should be easy, right? So it actually hits the circle. So as close as you can there to the edge here. That's an arc, but I'm gonna use a straight line. And then join that. So this is part of the fun, just taking your time. This is why my video is going to be long. That's not a good segment here. I'm going to delete this line and this line, and I'm going to redo those lines. Okay. All right. I guess I didn't do this line. There you go. I guess you should check mark that. And now I got to do this shape here. This is where I need an arc. So why don't we do the arc first? And do the lines later. So that way the arc is there waiting for me. And while we have the arc out, let's do this one. Check now with select. It looks good, but now I can extrude this and this. And so now if we zoom out, we have a nice looking logo. I think except for the lines, I didn't get those lines. I could do these. I can sketch these out and give it a feature, and then it will look good. So let's turn off the logo here. So now this is what we have. So now we can then give it some color. So I'll tell you what works. So I have different bodies, yeah. So I think it's the lines. That's a line. That's a line. That's a line. Line. No, the polygon. The polygon. The soccer circle. Polygon. Circle. So I can give each one of those a different color, and this is a whole color. So if I click A, let's do blue. Let's do a blue plastic. What is this? Satin. Let's do plastic blue. Let's do a ABS, and let's give it to the main body, and let's do a blue. Okay, and then I can just leave these gray. They look good gray. Let's give these guys white. Which one am I? ABS white. So white, white, and white. Oh, so this is a different line. That kind of messes it up. It's not going to look good because that line is sticking to the main body. Okay, and how about the stars? They're not. They're part of the main body. Anything else is standing alone? No, that's it. Okay, so this is how it looks. Make sure you're saving along the way. And that's it.